Hello everyone and welcome to my channel. In this lesson, we're going to learn about input and output devices. These devices are very important parts of our computer system. By the end of this lesson, you should be able to define input and output devices, identify different types of input and output devices, explain how they work, and give real-life examples. Let's begin. Let us start with input devices. What is an input device? An input device is any hardware component that is used to enter data or instructions into a computer. In simple terms, input devices allow you to communicate with the computer. Without the input devices, a computer cannot receive any information. Now, let us look at different categories of input devices. The first category is what we call the keying devices or the keyboards. A keyboard is a most common input device. Most of us, I know you've seen it, you've used it. It is used to type text, numbers, and commands into the computer. There are different types of keyboards. First, we have the standard QWERTY keyboard. This is the most common keyboard that you can see around. It has letters, numbers, and function keys, and it's most commonly found in schools and offices. Next, we have what we call the ergonomic keyboard. This keyboard is specially designed to reduce strain on the hands and the wrists. So it's useful for people who type for long hours. In other words, it's a keyboard which is designed for comfort. We have what we call the multimedia keyboard. This is the normal keyboard, but it has extra keys for controlling music, volume, and opening applications quickly. Another type of keyboard we have is the virtual or the on-screen keyboard. This is a keyboard that appears on the screen and is commonly used on smartphones and tablets. We also have the numeric keypad or just the keypad. It's mainly used for entering numbers quickly. This is most common in the banks or offices, like in the ATM machine. It has a keypad which has only numbers and other keys which perform various functions. It's also found on the right side of the keyboard. Lastly, we have what we call the Braille keyboard. This is a keyboard designed for the visually impaired users. It uses the Braille system of raised dots, allowing blind people to type and interact with computers. All these keyboards help us input data into the computer. Number two, we have what we call the pointing devices. This is a special type of input devices. They're used to control the movement of the cursor on the screen. The most common pointing device is the mouse. There are different types of the mouse that we have. The first one is the mechanical mouse, which is the older type of the mouse, which is mostly obsolete nowadays. Next, we have what we call the optical mouse, which uses a light, and that's the most common mouse that we have right now. Next, we have what we call the wireless mouse. It uses a Bluetooth or USB receiver to be able to move the pointer on the screen. We have other pointing devices, which include the touchpad, which is found on the laptops. To use it, you move your finger across it to control the pointer. We have what we call the trackball, where you move the ball instead of moving the whole device to control the pointer on the screen. Next, we have the joystick, which is commonly used in gaming and simulations. Then we have what we call the light pen, which allows you to draw directly on the screen. Pointing devices are widely used for selecting, dragging, drawing, and gaming. Number three, we have what we call the scanning devices. These devices capture physical data and convert it to digital form. The most common scanner we have is called the flatbed scanner. It's commonly used to scan documents and photos. We have what we call the handheld scanners, which are mostly manually carried and moved over a document. We have what we call the barcode readers, which is mostly used in the supermarkets to scan product prices. We also have the optical character recognition device, which converts printed text into editable digital format. Next, we have what we call the magnetic ink character recognition, which is used in banks to read information printed on checks. Scanning devices are very useful in offices, banks, and stores. The fourth form of input is what you call the audio and video inputs. The most common form of audio input is a microphone. It's used to record sound or voices. We have a webcam, which is used to capture live video, especially during online classes and meetings. A digital camera can also be used to capture images and videos in high quality. These devices are very useful in communication media and online learning. We have other forms of input devices, which include the touch and biometric devices. A touchscreen allows users to interact with the computer using their fingers. A fingerprint scanner is used for security and input devices. A face recognition system identifies users using their facial features. These devices are commonly used in smartphones, banking systems, and security systems. On the second part of the lesson, we are going to look at output devices. An output device is any hardware that displays or produces the results of the processed data. Remember, you had input data, it has been processed. Now, to see the results, you need an output device. In simple terms, output devices show us what the computer has done. The most common output device that we have is the monitor. It is used to display information. It's also called a visual display unit, or some people call it the screen. There are different types of monitors that we have. We have the cathode ray monitor, which is the older and bulk type, and we have what we call the flat panel monitor, which are the most common monitors that we have nowadays. These flat panel monitors are further classified into three. We have the LCD monitors, that's the liquid crystal display monitor, which is flat and uses less power. We have the LED monitor, that's a light emitting diode monitor, which has better brightness and image quality. Also, we have what we call the gas plasma display monitor. We also have the touchscreen monitor, which can also act as an input. Monitors are basically used to display text, images, and videos. The second category of output devices are the printers. Printers produce hard copies of documents. There are two main types of printers that we have. Number one is the impact printers. Number two are the non-impact printers. Impact printers include the dot matrix and the daisy wheel printer, which do their printing by a striking mechanism. Number two are the non-impact printers, which do not use the striking mechanism, and rather they use the ink, thermal, or laser printing mechanisms. Examples of non-impact printers include the inkjets and the laser jets, and so on. We have another set of printers which are normally used to do large format printouts, like the 3D printers, the plotters, and so on. Another set of output devices that we have are the audio output devices. These include the speakers and the headphones. Speakers produce sound loudly, while headphones produce private listening ability. They're used for music, videos, and communication. Next, we have what we call the projectors. A projector displays images on a large screen. Projectors are widely used in classrooms, meetings, and presentations. Some devices can act as both input and output devices, e.g., touchscreen. You can touch it to input data and it will display the output. A flash disk or hard drive stores the data and also retrieves the data. A modem sends and receives data over a network. Where are these devices applied in real-life situations? In schools, students use keyboards, mouse, and projectors. In banks, scanners, keypads are used in processing transactions. In hospitals, biometric devices are used to identify patients. In shops and supermarkets, barcode scanners are used to read product prices. At home, smartphones use touchscreens, cameras, and speakers. So in this lesson, we've been able to discuss input devices and output devices. We have been able to understand clearly that input devices send data into a computer. Output devices display data from the computer. Some devices can perform both input and output functions. That brings us to the end of our lesson today. I hope now you understand input and output devices much better. You found this lesson helpful? like the video, share it with your classmates, and subscribe for more lessons. Thank you for watching and see you in the next lesson.